8675309. Jenny, who can I turn to? 8675309. They had to change that number because people got harassed. Did you know that?
Who had to change it?
Jenny.
Jenny's tired of getting fucking phone calls, man.
Damn, bro. How many calls? Guys, welcome to the Real Awkward Podcast, the best damn podcast you've heard
Today.
My name's Andy.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Ashley.
And today's episode is going to give you nightmares. No, that would be really funny if it did.
I was like, oh, now I'm interested.
What is it? I know what you did last summer when you bought these products or whatever. I don't know. What are you talking about?
Huh?
This was your episode.
Well, yeah. But Amanda wanted to talk about something first.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Amanda.
I did not talk about it first.
No, you wanted to talk about it. Then she said what she saw, and then you weren't sure if it was going to relate. And so now I think it's back to you.
That's exactly what happened.
And then I'm handing it off to Amanda to be like, you talk about your thing first, and then we'll talk about my thing.
Oh, yeah. So she wants you to talk about your thing first. Now,
oh, God.
I haven't seen it.
I see what's
Amanda.
happening. Okay, so Chris and I watched Cocaine Bear last night. Mm-hmm. It is streaming online on Peacock, not sponsored. Could be sponsored. So, Ashley, you've seen it, right?
I've seen it. I saw it in the theater.
Oh, okay, fancy. What did you think?
It was fine.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I either wanted it. Okay, so it was obviously meant to be kind of like a dark comedy, kind of had some humorous moments,
absolutely,
right?
yeah.
It's like it's a bear loaded on cocaine, right? It's not a serious movie. I needed it to either be funnier or have no comedy at all and just have it be a balls to the wall crazy animal movie.
Like a horror thriller with a bear.
Yes.
No sillies.
Like a Cujo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
right.
I think I really expected it to be more over the top because
Yeah.
like the idea is like bonkers.
Yeah, right.
So like why not just go like full comedy?
Yeah, I have you ever seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil?
No, but I think you have it, right, Andy?
Yes, I love it.
I love that movie. It's one of my favorite horror comedies. It's hilarious. But it still has like horror elements in it. And I was expecting it to be like that.
Yeah, that's how I thought it was going to be too.
And where it's just as funny as it is gruesome. And so Cocaine Bear, I needed more humor. And it needed to it was stuck somewhere in between Cujo and Tucker and Dale versus Evil. And I needed it to either swing hard one way.
Yeah. It did seem at times like the humor was like misplaced.
Mm-hmm.
Where like you kind of see it going towards more that Cujo direction, and then there'd be a little bit of humor, and then you'd be like, okay, so I guess we're laughing then.
Yeah.
But then you said, it didn't go like all the way.
And I think that like some of the stuff that was meant to be more funny was just kind of almost more that oddball indie quirky humor.
Yeah.
And it was like, so you have this gruesome bear straight up just killing dudes. And then you have, instead of it being this super silly, hilarious thing, you have this kind of like dry humor, offbeat comedy portion.
Yeah.
And it's like, this doesn't fit. Yeah, it was odd.
Because it's based on a true story, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I wonder if the actual true story just wasn't very funny, so they just tried to shoehorn in a couple.
I feel like literally the story
bits.
could have been a bear found some cocaine in the forest, and
That's
was like what they shot off of and made like a whole like their own story.
Like that's the true part. That everything else is entertainment and fun.
That's essentially all it is.
Yeah, right.
And I mean, I can totally work with the idea of like they want to build a story around it, right? Because it's so fucking bizarre. Why not make a story out of it? But yeah, it didn't land 100% for me. I wanted to like it more than I did.
Yeah. It was a one-time watch.
Yes. Yeah.
One and done, huh?
Yeah.
A one and done.
Well, it's
Okay.
also easy. Like, it was literally like an hour and 95 minutes. Like, I mean, it was like 95 minutes. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Oh, sure. Yeah, only an
So-
hour and a half.
So
Yeah.
it was like, for us, it was just like, yeah, let's just watch it.
Yeah.
I do know we started watching it last night, but we didn't finish it. Peacock does have a little like 45-minute documentary about the Cocaine Bear story.
Oh, interesting. That might be maybe more interesting to know.
Yeah, so
About
I
that,
think
yeah.
we're gonna finish it tonight because I want to watch it. But I will say, for what it's worth, the bear that they animated in the movie, obviously because it's not a real bear, they did a really good job of making it look just like the real bear.
That's crazy.
Because the real Cocaine Bear is taxidermied because they show it to you in the documentary.
Damn.
And it looks pretty damn close. Like, they did a good job of that, at least.
Cool. I mean, I thought the bear looked great. I'm not really a fan usually of like animals in movies because they look so tacky.
They look so fake.
But he looked great.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely not like the Scooby-Doo movie animation.
I had a couple other friends see it, and they said that it was. Wait, let me go back. They were excited, like super excited via trailer, right? They were like, "This looks ridiculous," and I'm excited to see it. And I think I kind of got the same reaction from everybody, and they were just kind of like, "Yes, it was fine." So it's not like it like hit the hype that people thought it was going to be from the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't bad. It's not like
Yeah.
you're watching it and you're like, oh God, I can't wait for this to be over. But like, it was an easy watch and then it was done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you see, Ash?
So I saw, this is kind of obscure, I think, but I went and saw the new movie Air.
Air. Oh, is that
So it's
the Air, the Nikes?
Yeah. So it's about
Nice.
Nike when they first like released like the Air Jordans, right? So basically like Nike isn't doing very well in like the basketball shoe market share. And so they're searching for their next like celebrity like basketball player to endorse, right?
Got
to like
it,
wear
got
their
it.
product so that they can like increase their sales or whatever. So they're in competition with Converse and Adidas, and they decide they want to go for Michael Jordan. I mean, obviously this isn't a spoiler because it's a true story, right?
Yeah.
But basically it got me thinking about like celebrity endorsements
Yeah.
and like how that affects like our purchases.
Like sales and anything else that they ever do.
Yeah, because like this was a big deal for Nike. Like they really changed the way they did things, wherein instead of just having a celebrity like wear their product or use it or talk about it, like they literally made a shoe for Michael Jordan and really made it like they're Michael Jordan's Nikes, not just like Michael Jordan is wearing Nikes.
Now, in that
Yeah.
story, though, they took a risk because he was just a rookie, you were saying.
Yeah.
Like, they were like, let's put, there's something about this guy. I want him to sell this shoe. You were saying in the story, so, and I'm sorry, we're going to do spoilers on this one because I think it pertains
I just
to
said there's
it.
no spoilers because it's a true story.
I think we have to do the spoilers because it makes sense why they endorsed or what they
Sure.
did to get that far.
Sure.
So this is what Ash told me. Michael Jordan's our guy. He was a young rookie. They slapped this shoe together. Well, not slapped together. They worked on the shoe that was like, they wanted to be the premier basketball shoe. It was endorsed by this guy. They made them red, right? You remember that, Amanda? They were the red Air Jordans.
Yeah.
That everybody wanted. Apparently, Michael Jordan was fined wearing those because in the NBA, it had to have a certain percentage of white on the shoe.
The shoes have to be 51% white. So they
No
knew
way,
when
I
they
didn't
made
know
the
that.
shoe
Yeah.
that if they put any more red on it, then he was going to get fined for wearing it on the court.
So Nike basically said, you wear these shoes to help us sell them, and we will pay your fines.
Oh.
So, like-
smart.
So Ash was saying that Nike during that time was legit like number 3, right?
Yeah, they had like 11, 12% market share, something like that. Like,
Interesting.
You said it was Converse, Adidas, and then Nike was in the
Yeah.
back. And so this was like what brought them up, correct?
Yeah.
This is like what brought them to the front of like consumerism, I guess.
Well,
So-
everybody knows. I mean, everybody. I feel like our generation knows Air Jordans first of all, but the silhouette of Michael Jordan on the sneakers.
If you show anybody that, well, that's not true. Not anybody, but most people that, they will instantly tell you who it is.
I mean, fucking Lincoln's got a pair of freaking Jordans. Like, they're nice shoes. Like, I get it.
I got so confused, Amanda. I took that as Abraham Lincoln. And like because
Abraham Lincoln wore Air Jordans.
Because he no. I took it as that they use his silhouette because it's also recognizable on a pair of Air Jordans, and I just got really confused. Lincoln also has a pair that
Lincoln,
they
my
made.
son.
It's all coming together now. But so with that, Amanda, who do you remember as like the celebrity that endorsed that like one product? Like what was that? Because I start thinking of like Sears and Bob Vila. You remember that? Like he was that was Bob Vila's tools. You went into the hardware
I'm pretty
section.
sure that's why my dad like only bought Craftsman tools.
Because he loved Bob
And they
Vila
only
so
sold
much.
them at Sears. I don't even know if there was a connection between Bob Vila and Craftsman, but like he watched Bob Vila, he only bought Craftsman. That's all I'm saying.
That's insane.
I'm trying
but I remember
to
it.
think.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, who was JCPenney's main spokesperson before Ellen?
I didn't know Ellen was JCPenney's
I didn't either.
Ellen was the one that started the whole campaign of like, we always have a sale and it's always 30 or 40% off or something like that.
It's really funny that that's the one like example that you can pull out of your ass is like Ellen and JCPenney.
I wasn't done.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's a
seriously.
correlation.
Okay.
Wasn't Martha Stewart?
Kmart.
Martha Stewart was
okay.
Kmart. Yes.
Okay,
And
so
then
can I
she
talk
became
about this?
Macy's.
Yeah.
We have to talk about this because this is hot right now. There's lots of scandals going on via the corporate world and consumerism. And I have to say, Martha Stewart was the OG, right? So she's like Kmart's spokesperson and this bitch goes to jail? Like
Okay,
over...
so she didn't go to jail for Kmart stuff though.
No. I know that.
Okay.
But regardless, it's about there being a scandal. This person, you put all your eggs in this basket, and then all of a sudden you're like, uh-oh. So Martha Stewart's problem was she did insider trading, right? Like insider stock trading.
Yeah.
And was she done with the Kmart stuff, or did they straight up like kick her out? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
I'm trying to remember whether she was just done. But if we can't remember, it's fine. But was Martha Stewart synonymous with you with Kmart, or was there other things? Because it wasn't even like Brooke Shields at one point a celebrity endorsement for one of those, or Cindy Crawford for like one of those stores.
Okay, Cindy Crawford used to do ads for Pepsi.
You're right. She did do Pepsi. I remember that. And people drank Pepsi because Cindy Crawford drank
I think
Pepsi.
Andy, I think you're thinking of Kathy Ireland.
Yes,
What-
you are. Kathy Ireland had a
for who?
line at Kmart.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Was she a supermodel?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I got to look her up because I can't remember her face. Hold on.
My problem is I don't remember a lot of the celebrity spokesmodel people. I remember it was always Pepsi. Pepsi always had like the newest celebrity. They had Britney Spears for a while. The only real one I remember is Orlando Jones was the Make 7 Up Yours guy.
Oh yeah.
That's
I
all
totally
remember.
forgot about that. He was from Mad TV, wasn't he?
I remember him from Evolution with David Duchovny and Sean William Scott.
I feel like that's literally the only thing I know him from.
Yeah. Make 7 Up Yours. I remember those shirts used to be at Spencer's and I wanted one so bad. And my
Make
mom
7
was
Up
like,
Yours, yeah.
absolutely not.
Your mom would.
Dude, my mom. But
Absolutely
it's one of those things where I always told myself, like, if I ever found another one of those, I'm fucking buying it.
Totally.
So I was racking my brain because Ashley kind of brought up this topic, and I was like, okay, what other celebrities like ran with some of this product? Because I feel like there were so many that were like synonymous with the brand for so long via either clothing. I mean, Jesus, Mark Anthony made his own clothing line, but what celebrity hasn't these days?
Yeah, everybody has these days. So,
Well, what was it?
I'm
Mark Wahlberg used to do ads for what? Calvin Klein?
Yeah, it was Calvin Klein.
Yeah.
I know he did that for a while. And obviously you've got these awkward celebrity perfume commercials. Johnny Depp and like the Dewar, or what's it called?
Sauvage.
Dior.
Well, because
Like,
Charlize Theron
I'm on a
is
beach playing guitar, riding a camel in
Charlize
the
Theron
sand.
does ads for it.
But I smell good. Like, what the freak?
I'm trying to like Google like, but I don't know what the right thing to search. Like top celebrity ads from the 90s.
No, dude,
like,
if you search that on Google right now, all you're getting is Budweiser. And what's the other one that's going on right now? I thought there was another one too. That's the big one right now too.
Okay,
So I just wonder if
see, when I think of when I was a kid and like ads in magazines, all that comes to mind is the Got Milk ads.
Yeah.
And
that's
those
fair.
aren't really
Yeah.
around anymore. But it was
Right.
like celebrities, and then I remember they would always have like a Sesame Street character or something, or like somebody random with like white weird paint on their face.
Well, you're right. There's always like the little milk mustaches, but I remember like the series of like the Bulls did it. Like I remember Dennis Rodman being on a poster. I remember Scottie
I'm
Pippen
trying
being
to
on a
remember
poster
what the
for
Alex
milk.
Trebek
Hansen.
milk ad was, because I saw it the other day and it was like, if you didn't know who he was, this would be really creepy. It says, your bones may be in jeopardy.
I get it. That's
That's
funny,
a
but
threat.
it's weird. That's weird. That's a threat.
Yeah.
Your bones may be in
So maybe
jeopardy.
creepy
Drink your
wasn't the
fucking
right
milk.
thing, but like, yeah, if you didn't know who he was, you'd be like, is that a threat?
And so the problem is when you put a celebrity on your, and this is kind of where it gets dicey, is you put a celebrity on your stuff and you have wins sometimes, and other times it's like, oh my God, get her off. Can you imagine if Pepsi still had Britney Spears as the spokesperson right now? Like the Leave Britney Alone movement, where she shaved her head and she had a rough go. Like, what do you think
Depending-
Pepsi would have done?
That's the problem thing. Depending on what year it was, you would be beneficial to have Britney or not beneficial to have Britney.
So,
Yeah.
essentially, because, I mean, was it, I apologize for not knowing this, but with Britney Spears, was it drugs or mental illness or a little bit of both?
Mental illness was the big thing.
Was that kind
Yeah.
of the route that they went?
The route that they went?
The route that she went, the route that she went was more on the mental illness side, because she wasn't a druggie, right? Like she didn't go to rehab. She wasn't Amy Winehouse.
I don't
Or,
think
They
that
ne-
was ever a thing in the media, was her doing drugs. I think it was always like mental illness.
But they
Right,
also,
okay.
it was also never discussed. It was like she was having some type of trouble in her life. And then it was all of a sudden she's just out of the public eye. And
right. And then you started to see things slowly trickle.
yeah, but I mean, like,
Mm-hmm.
how long ago was she shaved her head? 12 years ago? Like 15 years ago?
Yeah, but
Like-
when you think of Britney Spears, what do you think about now?
I don't think the shaved head is not the first thing that comes to mind for me.
Really? What about for you?
No.
What do you think about her?
I think
her
about, like-
oops, I did it again, and all that phase.
Yeah, like, yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think of the
For the I'm a
Princess
Slave
of
for You
Pop.
video?
I in my head is the Princess of Pop, but also like the fall of the Princess of Pop. Like I think of both of those synonymously at the same time when I think of Britney Spears.
Wait a minute.
So
Fall? Have you not listened to any of her like albums she's released in the last 8 years?
absolutely not.
There's an album she has. It's
it good?
legitimately yes.
Really?
hold on. What album is it?
Because I swear to God, I haven't heard it on the radio. No one's been
No,
talking
no, no,
about
no.
Britney.
Listen to the radio.
But
I
also
do, all the
this
time.
was
I
like,
guess I listen to more country these days, though. Is that my problem?
And
Yes.
like old rock stuff.
Yeah, and
but
old rock
okay,
stuff.
so the album she came out with, hold on. Okay, so she had an album in 2016. I didn't listen to that. Okay, so 2008 she released an album called Circus. That album's awesome.
I don't know if you know, but that was like 15 years ago.
I said 15 years.
Okay. Is there anything within the last 5?
She had an album 2013, and then 2016 was her last album. But
Okay. So I just
it's
have to
it's just
sidebar-
like pop hits, and like they're all pretty formulaic, but they're all like decent.
I have to sidebar this because I think it's hilarious. Cammie came up to us the other day and she's like, have you heard this song? And she plays it for us. And it's Taylor Swift's, what was the popular one that she had back in the day that was like 10 years ago? You looked it up because I was like, babe, that was like 10 years ago.
And it was about 10 years ago, but I don't remember the
Shoot.
specific song.
Ah, crap. I don't remember what it was, but she's like super into it. And she's singing it and she's like, Mom, Dad, have you heard this new song? And where I officially got old in that moment when Taylor Swift has ancient songs in my head.
Her friends will come over and they'll be singing these songs, and then I'll start singing along, and her friends will be like, oh, even your mom knows this song. I'm like, yeah, this has been around since before you.
That's it's funny.
It's cute.
It's funny. I mean, dude, she's 6. So like that song is twice her age right now.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. Which is freaking crazy. It's crazy.
Anyway, I feel
So
like
sorry, Britney Spears.
I feel whatever, Britney Spears, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm over. I feel like it's really changed recently where like celebrities aren't necessarily the endorsers, but like social media personalities.
Yep.
Oh, fucking influencers.
Like every
Uh-huh.
freaking influencer is pushing some product, and it, like hashtag like saw it on TikTok made me buy it or whatever. Like,
Well, there's a perfect example. So there's a TikToker. Her name's Elise Myers. Have you heard her at all, Amanda?
Yeah, she's the girl who like has anxiety, and she
Yeah.
like
And
talks
she's
about
like
her life.
a little socially awkward, but like she's got like a cute vibe going, like innocent, like
Yeah,
Like-
the thing I remember, she would always be like, "This is what happened. This is a story. Oh, you want to hear a story about what happened
I'd
to me?
love to tell
I
you."
would love
Yeah.
to tell you." Like,
right. So she recently, I saw an ad for, oh my God, what is it? Not a candy bar.
yeah, like Reese's.
Is it a Reese's?
I'm pretty sure.
Or a Twix or something like
Sure, it's
that?
Reese's, yeah.
A Reese's. Like she's literally an influencer, and it's like, how do you like Reese's peanut butter cups? They're the best thing I've ever had. Smile, and then that's it. Like that was the
Well, she
commercial
got to like
or
make
something.
her own ad, like,
Right.
But yeah,
So
but it's like you're not even going after like these big name celebrities. Because imagine how much that would cost, right? Compared to paying an influencer to just talk about your product and millions of people see it.
yeah, that's the thing you got to
Millions.
think about. Like, especially someone like her right now, right, where she is incredibly popular at this moment, right?
Yeah, because it's like
And-
iron striking the iron on
And
this.
When the iron's
so,
hot, yeah.
so you have to figure these. Let's just say Reese's. Let's just say maybe they pay her $30,000 for an ad
Oh,
that
sure.
she probably writes herself.
Yep.
Yep.
She videos
Records
it herself, edits
herself.
it, sends it to them for approval. So all they have to do is watch it and go, sounds great. And then she just releases it, and this is now being watched by, let's just say, on the low end, 1 million people.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, that's so cheaper. That's so much cheaper to them than probably paying. You'd figure if they paid a celebrity to come just do a voiceover in the studio, they're probably paying twice that.
Right.
And then they
Yeah.
still
And
have to
and then pay to broadcast it.
and pay to have someone edit it and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
You're
So
probably
it's-
right. You're probably even more conservative than you need to be on that too, Amanda. I bet it's more. I bet you're right. I bet
Yeah.
it's even more than that for a celeb. So it is, aside from the big ones like freaking Logan Paul or like somebody that's like gigantor in the space, even if you would call them like the second string, right? Even those influencers, are getting endorsement deals. I mean, I have only 7,000 subs, and I'm an ambassador right now for video game controllers. So it's like, is this the new world?
Yes.
Like I mean, I love this product. I absolutely love this product. I do ambassador work for Retro Fighters. It's an absolutely amazing controller. But like, I don't get paid. I don't get paid anything. They shoot me a controller and say, hey, will you check this out? And I love it because I get to test their product.
Right. So the cost to them is the price of the product, and
plus
your
shipping
payment is the price of the product.
Right. Right. And so if that, like, so put me at the bottom of the barrel and then you just keep going up. Can you imagine like these lucrative deals? Like Amanda just said, $30,000. If you were going to say, Andy, will you please produce a 15-second or less TikTok commercial, and I'm going to give you $30,000.
Yeah.
Like, and I guarantee you, it would take me only like 3 or 4 days to do it, to like actually make it. So
Well,
that's
I mean,
insane.
Even just like the beauty community, like
Right.
the ads that like these influencers will get sent free makeup, just in general, they get sent free makeup all the time, and then they'll get sent free makeup plus money to make like a sponsored video talking and testing out the new product. And see, I feel with stuff like that, like candy, food, or like a new restaurant or whatever, something that's like they're advertising like, hey, go check it out, whatever. But like, I don't like when you have these targeted videos that are sponsored that they're reviewing these products. And it's
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, if someone's paying you money and giving you free product to review it, they're probably expecting a certain review.
Well, and that's just it. I've been very clear, and I know some of my other friends that also do like that also do ads, or at least reviews, are all pretty honest that like, hey, I will review this for you guys, but I'm going to be honest about my review. So they have to be confident that the product that they're giving some of these influencers is good product. But I do see that I think there's a line that gets crossed where it's not just reviewing the product, you're endorsing the product at their request, which is a very different thing than the review. But I personally think these businesses, even though it cost them more money, they were safer with celebrities because the unhinged social media influencer can lose their shit. Things can go crazy at any given time. There is no regulation. It's most of these people pull their camera out and just start filming themselves when they want to. It's not like, hey, the manager's coming by and we're going to do a scheduled TikTok at this time. Like a lot of these influencers come from like independent, like self-governing.
The only issue that is though, like, yes, they're these private influencers, most of them don't have a crew and all that shit.
Right.
But, and I assume it's very mixed on how, these brands reach out to you. And I'm assuming the payment is very mixed, right?
Sure.
But I know I've seen a few people talk about like doing ads, and a lot of them will say that like they have to have their ad approved by the company. And then that's if the company approves the ad, then they get paid. And so,
oh, interesting. Okay. Right. So they can't just slap whatever they want on it.
They can't say this product's actually shit. This is garbage, because the company would probably be like, that doesn't work for us.
Well, no, I think that makes sense when you're getting paid versus like we're going to send you a product to review versus we're going to pay you to.
In my opinion, if you send me a free product asking me to review it, you're going to get what I say. You're going to get it.
Right.
But I'm sorry to say it this way, but like if a company is sending me a product to review and then paying me to make a video about it, I would feel like I have to have a positive review.
And I imagine most would.
Well, I feel like as a viewer, you have to kind of weed out the people that you trust to give the honest review, because there's some people that say like, I will either give a positive review or I won't review it at all.
Right.
Fair
Which
enough.
is basically what
That's
your
fair.
choice is. Like they give you the product and then you can say, hey, yeah, I'll give you a positive review, or you don't. So as long as you trust that the person that you're watching is giving an honest opinion,
Sure.
or if they're endorsing something, it's because they truly like it. That's up to you as a viewer.
Versus like someone's like, ginger ale, the best thing I've ever had.
Right.
And then the camera cuts off and they spit it out.
Are they doing it just for the bucks? Who
right,
knows? But
right.
I think that influencers is a really good way to go because, like, I feel like if you use a celebrity, their outreach is such a broad audience. Mm-hmm. But if you use influencers, their audiences are fairly niche.
They're targeted.
Right? It's extremely targeted.
Targeted by TikTok.
Yeah.
For what they're going to send you.
You get video game controllers because your audience is 100% video game players.
Right. So it makes sense for me to talk about that.
Right.
Because,
if Kylie Jenner's going to, like, talk about a GameCube controller, like,
that doesn't make
her
sense.
audience isn't going to care.
I mean, some will, but you're right.
Some will, but it's not worth the money to reach 75% of people who won't even care about the product.
It's lost on that.
Yeah. So here's
People.
the next question.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like you're influenced by celebrity endorsements? Do you think that you buy products more because certain people will tout them?
I think I used to.
Ooh, that's a deep question because I'd really have to.
It's your psyche, right?
I'd really have to find out what I've bought because I saw somebody using it or doing it. Amanda, you said you used to. What did you used to?
Especially when I was really like interested in like beauty, like YouTube, like beauty YouTube. I would watch these people review these products and they'd be like, oh my God, this eyeshadow feels so great. It blends great. And like, you're just watching them, like, you're seeing like a little bit of them putting it on. And then they're like, now it's finished. And I would be like, and I wasn't like hook, line, and sinker, but I was like, oh, those colors are nice. Or, oh, that's interesting. And so it would make me interested in it. But then the one thing I do enjoy about, I'm a visual learner. And so TikTok, YouTube, that kind of stuff that works for me. So I've kind of figured out now more of as like a discerning consumer, I guess I would say, is like if I'm watching an ad, let's say for a mascara, if I'm watching an ad for mascara and you're like saying, oh my God, it feels so great. My lashes are great. And then you do a close up and it's obvious you're wearing eyelash extensions or like fake eyelashes.
Right, sure.
Girl, I don't believe you. But it's like, if I can see a product and like really see how it works on someone, or like plus size clothing. Every woman's clothing company makes freaking different sizes. Like a large is different for every company. And so there are a lot of brands, especially plus size right now, that are like really only advertised online. And
sure.
like it is nice to be able to see someone whose body is large trying on these clothes. And like they tell you what size they bought, they tell you all this stuff, and then they put it on and you get to watch them like turn around in it and look at it. And I'm not just looking at a static image on a website that like is on a mannequin or like on someone who's
doesn't
half my
actually
size.
relate. You're right.
And so I'm getting to see how it actually works. That shit, I'll be like, oh, I love it. It's like, because that's what I need to see to determine if I want to buy it or not. When it's just like stuff that they're just being like, hey, this is awesome. Hey, look at this ad. I don't care.
Right.
And so I think for me at this point in my life, I'm a little bit more of like, I don't care about that. That's not interesting to me. But if I was like 21, 22, had disposable income like I used to, I'd be buying shit all the time.
I see a lot of stuff on TikTok of like women's clothing, right? Mm-hmm. And you see all these women talk about this brand Free People.
Oh,
and
I haven't
like,
heard of that.
You know, here's like Amazon dupes for like Free People stuff, or like check out like what I got like secondhand from Free People because it's so expensive and so cool. And I'm like, I've never heard of this brand. Like you just said you've never heard of it, right?
Yeah.
I had never heard of it, but like
Just
everybody's all about Free People.
Yeah.
And it makes me start to think like, should I be looking at Free People?
Interesting.
Like,
where are you hearing this from right now?
TikTok.
So it's very
Yeah.
much TikTok influence.
Right, and of course you watch on TikTok. You watch one video of a
Yeah.
certain kind, and then you start to get more and more, and so like you start to see the same things everywhere, and you're like, well, maybe I should be interested in this. I don't know, like I've never heard it before, but
Right?
maybe
You
I
feel
should.
like it's this whole idea that you're missing out.
Yeah,
And it's like-
absolutely.
It's like, oh my God, the plus size one, it's called this brand called Bloom Chic. And they it's about basically they have like basically a 0 to like a 40. Like it's like we have every size, and they have dresses and regular clothes, and now they're branching out and doing Halloween costumes and stuff. And I think that's great. I think that things should be available for whoever wants to buy it. But they act like, oh my God, my order just got here. And you're like, what'd you,
Sure.
and it's like, and then they're like, oh, Bloom Chic, it's amazing. It's amazing. And they're so affordable. And you're like, well, shit, maybe I should check it out. And then you end up buying 5 things. And it's just like, damn.
Right. But what's
and-
crazy is like these people that are talking about it that you see everywhere, they're not even celebrities.
Nope.
Like,
They're
I'm not
randos I've
looking
never
at
even
them
seen
like
before.
They're not even on a pedestal. They're literally just people.
It shows up in your feed though.
Yeah.
And that's why TikTok's good is what they do, is that it's less about the person and more of the interest that they showed in
Right.
whatever
So
the
are
product
celebrities
was.
out? Do we even need celebrities to endorse things anymore?
I think that the day of the celebrity, like the classic Hollywood celebrity, is gone. I think that is
you're
gone.
probably right. You're probably right.
I actually feel like more people, like if they saw a style on a celebrity, instead of being like, oh, they're wearing this brand, I need to get that, people would be like, how can I get a cheaper dupe than what that celebrity's wearing?
Yes.
like a alternate version,
Yeah, like how can I look like this celebrity, but like
not have to pay the
but
couple
not have to-
$1,000
Yeah,
outfit.
exactly.
Yeah, they don't want to buy the $1,000 dress that the celebrity was wearing to a party. They want to buy like the ASOS or like Shein knockoff.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
So I mean, I think this is such an appropriate time to bring this up. So obviously we've got the chaos that's happening with Budweiser right now. You have people that were always like drinkers for Budweiser. We love Budweiser. They disagree with the I guess celebrity or star that they use for
Their
promotion
current ad.
right? And so you've got people that are like, I'm out. I'm not using this product anymore. I am not part of this. I don't want to support this. Do you guys feel like you would ever fall under that category with any other products? So let's say like same thing happens. I don't know, Amanda, like what's your favorite drink? Like, do you have like a favorite?
I was honestly literally just thinking about this. I'm like, is there anything I care about enough that I buy
Yeah.
that I would be angry if the company had a certain spokesperson?
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's anything that I really care about that much. Don't get me wrong. I love Mountain Dew. I love Mountain Dew.
Right.
But like but I think it's like if all of a sudden Mountain Dew had like the leader of the Ku Klux Klan being like, ride the
right.
lightning. I don't know.
Would you still be like, Mountain Dew still tastes good?
Just not in public.
Not in public. I think I would very much just be like, okay, I'm not going to get it at the store anymore. I'm just going to get it.
So,
But
so,
I think
so
the
yeah.
problem with that is
Right.
it's not even like I don't want to get Mountain Dew anymore because they support the KKK.
Right.
Yeah.
It's I'm concerned about what other people are going to think of me if I partake in the product that supposedly supports the KKK.
Yeah,
I think
can you
it's hard.
Do
still?
then I support the KKK because they do?
That's the
Yeah.
problem, right? That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
So it's like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A very vocally does not support they give money to anti-gay marriage, they give money
Right,
to certain
right.
things. It's hard for me because on one hand, that is your choice as a business to
Sure.
donate to whatever you want to. On the other hand of that, people may or may not like it. That's their choice.
Right.
I can
Right.
choose if I want to support that business being able to give money to charity or not.
Mhm.
So I think for me, I'm the kind of person that I'm like, okay, well, that's just my choice. If I don't like it, I don't shop there anymore. I don't buy stuff there anymore. I don't get all up in arms about stuff. So like for me, it's just as simple as like, all right, I guess I'm just not buying that anymore.
But you still make that choice.
Yes, but
You still
I
make
think,
that choice that you won't buy it anymore, where some people would just be like, they wouldn't even care, or it
And-
wouldn't
and-
even like cross their mind.
Yeah, and I think like that's my thing as a consumer. I can make the choice to yes or no. But I think the issue that I have in general is the people who now are like actively boycotting or like Bud Light, right? People are like
Yeah.
blowing up their cans and being like having
Uh-oh.
a problem with it.
Sorry,
And-
you cut out for a second. I thought you were really thinking.
Oh no. I just think it's dumb when people are angry at a brand and now it's like their personal mission to like bad talk the brand and stuff. And I think to me it's quite simple as just like, just don't fucking buy it anymore then.
Do you think though that like, so Bud Light it's almost an interesting example because when I think of Bud Light, I feel that target advertising is very much male driven and has been for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in this specific scenario where they were dealing with transgenderism, do you think that that's a hot topic? Did I say that wrong?
I don't know. It's just,
Do you think that's a hot topic in the male community versus if this product was Ulta or something else that wouldn't have bothered the masses as much?
Yes, I think you're right. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that unfortunately there are some, because if you think about it, like if you think about grabbing a beer out of the fridge and drinking it, it's probably a dude. And
Yeah,
like,
most of the time in those beer commercials, it's very rare that I saw ladies having a
cracking a beer.
A ladies' night, cracking a couple Bud Lights together.
Yeah.
That didn't happen
And
advertising wise. Yeah.
So I think that no matter what, they're just changing the idea of who the target customer is. But then, unfortunately, there are people who can't handle the idea that other people on the planet enjoy beer.
Well, this is the problem is that normally that statement would be correct if it was only a small percentage that were outraged. But in this specific scenario, Budweiser has lost like 30 or 40% of like, I don't know if it's revenue or market share or something. Like even investors have pulled out because of a scandal like this. So
I think it's so stupid. I think it's so stupid.
It seems very trivial, but
it's-
I guess it shows how much people on one side or another care about their products. Like their products
Literally,
are like so close to their heart that when
one
something
of
changes,
Budweiser's one of Budweiser's, technically, if you want to call it mascot spokespersons, is a fucking horse. Who cares? Who
right?
who
A
cares?
Clydesdale, right?
Yes, like
Yeah.
I think when people get so angry about this kind of stuff, I'm
Yeah.
like, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Buy it or don't. If you don't want to buy it, try something else.
Right.
I think it's so stupid. I think it's just because I don't feel that strongly about any product.
Sure.
Like-
Sure.
Literally.
Did you guys hear about the ad that Emma Roberts did for milk?
No.
So recently she did like a commercial ad, like not a print, but like an actual, she was talking about like how she loves milk and she like gives milk to her son because of all of like the vitamins you can get for it and all the
Okay.
benefits it can have for your body. And like people were outraged.
Because they don't agree?
Milk
Or
is
lactose
terrible
intolerant?
for you.
Oh, sure.
Like,
Is it the lactose intolerant community?
like you're faking it. You don't actually feel this way about milk and you're pushing these products for money. Like
Welcome to all celebrities. They rarely
Yeah.
probably use any of the products they
they were
endorse.
just like
Yeah.
dairies are so bad for the environment and all the cows are so mistreated and why like people were like livid
Interesting.
that she was endorsing
Interesting.
milk. And like there was one person that went back and like looked at pictures and like Emma Roberts literally has like a purse that's a milk carton
Okay.
and she's worn it for years.
So she truly does like milk.
She truly likes milk. And so people, it's like, why are you so pissed about her endorsing something she actually likes? Like
Yeah,
it's okay
interesting.
for people to like milk if they like milk.
I think that's my thing is like,
Yeah.
who cares? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
or the celebrity endorsements like that they have selling fucking Neutrogena face wash. I know fucking Selena Gomez doesn't use St. Ives apricot scrub,
Exactly.
but she's selling it. It's
Do you
like
think the problem is more outrage culture and less even the products now? People are just, if you want to get mad, it's easy to get mad and shout at the mountain now.
I think that since there are so many revenue streams and ad sales and stuff now,
yeah.
I think there's this thing that's happening that people right now, there's this 20 years old to 40. I feel
Yeah.
like they take everything as almost the truth. So like if there is a celebrity selling something, they like Emma Roberts, they're like, you don't like milk, you do this, blah, blah, blah. And in reality, it's like, who fucking cares? They're an actor. They're getting paid to do a job. Miss Cleo didn't actually see the future. She's an actor. Right? Like
what?
I hate to say this way, but like what makes me outraged is how angry people get. I think it's such a waste of time.
You're outraged.
Well, I think part of the culture, like, now is to like find problems with things.
Sure.
100%.
I can see that. I
feel like back in the day, we truly believed that the celebrity that we were looking at used
a Slinky
Neutrogena.
or something.
Like, we really believed that.
Yeah.
But I think there's so many products out there now, and there's so much like marketing for like more expensive items, and like all these celebrities having their own lines and everything, that like we don't truly believe that anymore.
I think it's something more to do with our culture and being the most divisive that we've been in a long time over all sorts of things. So this is just another thing to upset one side or another. And it's just like, it's almost fun to have the chaos.
Sure. Like nobody got mad at Alex Trebek touting milk back in the day.
Yeah.
Or Michael Jordan or like...
But now,
whoever, nobody got mad at that. They thought they were funny ads or like.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's what it is. I think really like we're gonna have something's gonna give, because I feel like everything has a scandal. Everything has something that people don't agree with. You're on one side or another. Doesn't even matter what it is. I like Oreos or I don't like Oreos. You could literally probably have a camp. Everybody's in their own camp.
People literally get pissed off. I was what the hell was I doing? I was just like scrolling Facebook the other day, and there was like a BuzzFeed poll of like, how do you eat your Oreo? And it was like, do you just bite the cookie or do you open it up? And there were people,
like angry people
in the fucking comments being like, that's disgusting, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's a fucking cookie. Eat it or don't. Like,
you sick fuck.
I don't understand. Like, I think just in general, this whole like people getting angry about what other people do. Like, who fucking cares?
Live your own life.
I will still go back to
who cares what somebody spends their money on?
I agree with Amanda that it doesn't matter. Live your life how you want to. Just don't push it on anybody else. If we could just lay that line down, we all would be fine.
Yeah.
We all would be fine. No one would give a shit about anybody else's stuff. It's only once it feels like it starts to affect your life, then people have outrage. So it's like, that's the problem, is like everybody always wants to creep on everybody else's, right? It's like one day, let's say I'm always red, and the other day I'm always white. But then one day red's like, you know what? I think white could be a little pink. And you're just kind of like,
I have no idea what you're saying right now.
I'm saying that when you take white and you take red, you get pink.
But how are you all every day you're red and then every day you're white?
It's two different people, two different groups.
Wait, what's red? What's white? Your shirt?
Oh my God. You are making this way too complicated.
No,
a group of people, I'll say people if that helps. A group of people only like white. A group of people only like the color red. But there's a couple people that are like, you know what? You should also like red. And you're like, but I don't. I only like white. And they're like, well, what if we make it pink? And so like all of a sudden a compromise has to happen for you, but you were part of the I only like the color white crowd. And now you got to have some pink in your life. So you're outraged because you just want it to stay white.
But do I have to? Do I have to like pink?
I'm trying to make this rudimentary and like
Amanda,
simple.
Are you following?
No. So I do get what you're saying, Andy. I think for me, it's just the idea that like
this is just mansplaining at like
no, it
its
wasn't.
finest.
No, it wasn't. I literally am trying to simplify all of this.
But that's why I'm calling it mansplaining, because you're trying to simplify the idea when you're just making it more complicated.
I'm simplifying the idea in colors instead of like race, sex, creed, religion. Like it's literally that same thing. Is you're allowed to only like red or you're allowed to only like white. But when someone tells you that red is supposed to be white or white is supposed to be red or it should be pink, but all you've ever wanted to do was only like red or only like white because that's your preference, but then someone else tells you need to, that's the outrage right now. That's what I'm saying. Does that make sense?
I think
if not, then I'm done with this podcast.
I think for me,
because I cannot explain myself very well.
I think it's more.
What?
I think he's watching basketball. He's watching
Oh.
basketball. He's just want travel.
I thought he said asshole, and I heard it in the background, and I was like, geez, Chris must like red.
He did take the headphones to be the peanut gallery. So no, I think there's this thing, and I don't know exactly what had happened because it happened before the pandemic, but obviously the pandemic and like all of the
Made people crazy.
2019, 2020
Yeah.
kind of blew the world up. But I think there's this thing that's been happening over the last, like, I would say 5 years where it's like no one wants to listen to anyone. Like, I believe what I believe, and
Yeah.
you're allowed to believe whatever you want. That's fine. If you want to believe that taking the Oreo apart and eating two halves is the best way, you're allowed to feel that way. But I'm also allowed to feel that biting the Oreo is the way that I would like to do it.
Right.
And there's this thing happening that if you and I disagree, it's like now we're fighting about it.
Right.
When I think
Yep.
I'm in the mindset of like, cool, you do you, I'm going to do me, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know where exactly the shift happened. And maybe it's been a thing over a long period of time. But I think that for me, I'm just someone where I just don't care enough about anyone else. That like, I'm literally just like, cool. Like,
Cool.
it's
Whatever.
not that I only care about me. I just don't care enough about you to be angry about what you want.
How do you like to eat an Oreo cookie, by the way?
I don't like Oreos.
Oh, see, so you're a fucking bigot. Got
I'm
it.
a pink.
Oh, got it. Okay.
I
don't
like Chips
prefer
Ahoy.
Oreos.
Oreo-phobe. What?
I don't prefer Oreos. I like the golden ones better. I'll say
Oh.
that.
Also the
so
lemon
you're
golden
gonna,
ones?
You're gonna just you have a problem with the dark Oreos.
I am just a bite into it because it's a damn cookie.
Yep, exactly. But it's
yeah,
also
but you guys would both be upset if I was like, well, you're wrong for liking that.
And I'd be shut your mouth and eat your Oreos.
And then we'd start
Yes.
fighting, and that's how it happens.
No, see, if Ashley and I both bit into our Oreos and Andy was like, that's disgusting, blah 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 blah.
believe you would do that.
Yep,
I
I'm
would
outraged.
literally look at you and be like, cool, don't watch. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care.
And
like,
then I would come over with all of my friends with picket signs and like, Amanda doesn't like Oreos. Amanda doesn't like Oreos. And then you would be into this whole culture war again.
and that's what I mean. That's what I don't understand.
Yeah,
because
it's crazy.
And
But I
maybe
think
and
it would even go further if it was like, well, now I'm not, as Andy, I'm not going to drink Mountain Dew because Amanda, who likes to bite into her Oreos, also drinks Mountain Dew, and I can't
Yes.
support Mountain Dew.
yes.
yeah.
Right.
And it would just snowball.
You're right. It's just a snowball of chaos now.
It's like I miss the days when the only like riots and shit or picketing you'd hear about was when like a company was shitty to their employees. Like,
yeah, sure.
Now,
or
it's
let's
like,
get out of Vietnam. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes,
it was like real world conflict, and now it's all about products and
yes,
like, yeah, it's wild.
like that's my thing. Is like, okay, Chick-fil-A supports to or like Hobby Lobby, they're shitty. Don't shop there. Like
they have such
that-
good stuff.
But that's my thing. But that's my thing. That's my thing. If people
Yep.
really and I think that at the end of the day, if
Yep.
you really don't like Chick-fil-A, you really don't like Hobby Lobby, right? Because you don't
Yep.
support what they believe in.
Yep.
As a consumer, as a part of the USA economy, don't fucking spend your money there.
Well, that's
and if
just
enough
it. You,
people.
yeah, if you vote if you vote with your wallet, you
Yes.
can make a. You can maybe not make a change, but you can.
You can make a dent.
It will hit, which
If
is what
enough
happened to
people-
Budweiser.
Yeah, if enough people
Yeah.
feel the same, they also won't shop there. And then eventually these places will really only be where the people support them, and then they can deal with that.
Well,
Like,
and I think
but-
that's the
but
problem with companies now is they may regret what they've decided to endorse or who they've decided to put on or whatever.
I think it goes a step further into like participation trophies because
Yeah.
people don't want to lose.
Sure. Yeah.
And so if you don't get everybody else on your side, you lose your battle.
Ash just figured it out, Amanda.
Yeah.
She just figured it
When
out. It's that they
everyone-
were all raised that that everybody can win, which is not true. I'm sorry.
Everybody wants to be correct.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be right. That is a human
Everybody
emotion.
wants to be validated.
Yes,
Right.
everyone wants to be heard, right? And it's like I'm the mindset of like, you can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. Freedom of speech, say whatever you want. But I also get to say whatever I want. And you might not like
no,
it.
That's not how it works.
That's exactly how it works.
Nope. Only one side gets to say how they want.
See, and unfortunately, like, I think that, exactly. You're exactly right, Ashley. It's like, I'm in the mindset of like, we don't have to agree. Just don't be a piece of shit.
Yep.
But in
Yep.
our world now, you can't feel that way. You have to be one way or the other.
Yeah.
And there is no in between.
If you could disagree with each other, but still have love and respect for one another, the whole world would be fine.
But
we
there's
can't
this
do that.
thing. There's
Yeah.
this thing happening now where if we disagree, now people get nasty.
Well, people think disagreement means that you're against. That's not true. You
Yeah.
can disagree with someone's lifestyle or choices or disagree with how someone behaves, but that doesn't mean that you hate them. It doesn't mean that you like are against what they want to do, but you also don't have to like it. You also don't have to be part of whatever's taking place. So I think it's gone way out of hand. It's wild. I feel like it's all our culture is about right now. And when Ash brought up the whole product thing, it was a huge, like, people are taking stance because of how they feel about a certain celebrity. And that's crazy to me.
Well,
So, yeah.
if you think about it this way, it goes back to the original thing we were talking about, right? Budweiser.
Cocaine
Yes,
bear.
yes. Cocaine bear. Budweiser partnered with
Yeah.
the influencer or whatever. I don't know what their name is, but
Mulvaney.
Okay.
Mulvaney.
Budweiser partnered with them or made a brand deal, whatever you want to call it, with them
Yep.
because they have a huge following.
Right.
At the end of the day,
Right.
I imagine for Budweiser, it's more about numbers. It's not about
Sure.
at the end of the day supporting one thing, supporting another. It's probably like this person has X amount of millions of followers.
Right.
Each
And they
of their
are
videos
not in the demographic that we currently have. So maybe we could get some of that share. But
Yes.
then it isolated the other people in their minds. So now you've got a war.
Yeah, I can't drink a beer that has a rainbow on it. Who fucking cares? Pour it in a
I will-
glass.
Can I say this, though? Please tell me either of you have seen the comedy sketches about all of this and the TikToks and stuff.
No.
Oh, my God. Would you please research
Truthfully,
it?
I really don't know that much about it. I just know
They
that
should
Kid
just-
Rock
they should
is
just split
mad.
their company into Bud, Wise, and Her.
That's a good way to close out the show,
Well,
Ash. Funny.
I just
Funny.
think the thing that's hilarious to me about this whole thing is you have these people being like, boycott Budweiser, boycott Bud Light.
Yeah.
We're gonna drink this other beer, and it's like, really? Because it's like it's not Miller. It was some other beer. I saw these people online talking about it, and they were like, well, we're going to drink this. And then somebody commented, that's owned by
It's still
Anheuser-Busch.
Anheuser-Busch.
Yes.
Yep.
But okay,
Yep.
if Bud is what you like to drink,
Sure.
and now suddenly you're like, I'm going to drink this other one because of I don't like Bud the company anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Aren't you just doing a disservice to yourself?
Yeah.
Right.
Like
you
no
have to
longer
find
let
something
yourself
new.
Indulge in what
Yes.
you want.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. But like Amanda said, if you don't like something, the only way to say it is by not buying the product. And so that's
And then
kind of
making your life work. Congratulations, you win the world trophy.
Right? Congratulations. Just move on.
as long as everybody gets a trophy, it's fine.
yeah.
All right. Hey, guys, this is a hot topic. If you guys have specific, I was about to say comments about it, keep it civil, but we would love to hear what your thoughts are on products. Have you liked a product? Have you been against a product because of its endorser or its celebrity? Or is there stuff to this day that you're like, it don't matter what happens, I'm still having a fucking starburst? Like, I would love to know. Amanda, where can
Tell
people...
me. I want people to come in the comments and tell me how many Chick-fil-A nuggets they eat a week.
And how many do you eat on Sunday? That's what I
None,
want
I
to know.
had Chick-fil-A yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
Oh my God.
You dirty rat. Amanda, where can people come chat with us?
Come hang out with us at our Instagram at Real Awkward Podcast. And then if you want to support the show, check out patreon.com/Real Awkward Podcast.
Yay! Thanks for listening to us, guys. And we'll catch you on the next scandal.
Bye-bye.
Bye.